Back to the channel. How you doing today? And today we are going to give you another starter class. Last week we covered the security faction. This week we're going to cover the insurgents with the AKM rifle. Hope it's super useful. Let's do it. So last week we gave you a suggestion for the security faction. This week we are going to go ahead and give you a similar suggestion for insurgents. Starting weapons, and this week we are going to look at the AKM in the rifle. It's in the rifleman class, of course. And yeah, we'll be doing a series of these. I'm probably going to do a couple for the breacher class as well. But without further ado, let's have a quick look at what build I'm currently using for the AKM and why I think it's so viable as a starting weapon. So here we just quickly go through the stats on the AKM. You can see it's a 7.62 caliber, fire rate of 600 rounds per minute, a velocity is 715, 365 penetration, 13 horizontal recoil and 28 vertical recoil with a standard mag capacity of 30. So yeah, pretty good gun. Let's do the recoil test and then we will build the gun. So here we have the AKM with absolutely nothing on it. You can see there's absolutely nothing on it. Let's hip fire it against the wall and just see what happens. Change the fire rate, full auto, and you can see it goes vertical, virtually vertical. There's a little bit of horizontal, but it's pretty much vertical. And if you switch it into the, if you put in a single fire mode, it virtually doesn't really move much. Yeah, you can see it is definitely walking up the wall, probably up to your left slightly. Yeah, it's pushing up vertical and to your left. Okay, let's do a build. Now if you're not sure how to do a loadout, I do have a video on the channel which shows you step by step how to do a loadout. I'm assuming that if you're watching this you're a little bit more advanced than that. So we have the AKM, and like the M16, as you saw earlier, the recoil is pretty much vertical, although there is a small bit of left hand side horizontal. So that's the main thing that we've got to combat now. Optics, as I said previously, optics are up to you, but if you're new to the game and you're just learning, my suggestion is to use either a 2x1 or one of these hybrids sights or optics, just while you're learning the game. It gives you so much of a kind of option as far as range goes, just to find out what range kind of suits you. You could go the 1.5, which is kind of in the middle, but we'll go the 2x1 times holographic at this point. For the barrel attachments, I don't generally have a problem with the recoil. However, if you are having a little bit of problems with the horizontal recoil, which is the one that kicks off the left, you could put a compensator on, which will do. The under barrel, again, if you're new and you're still having problems with the recoil and it's an issue, try the recoil grip. Otherwise, I would suggest you either put the loading grip or the aiming grip on. I generally run with the aiming grip. Magazine, up to you. Extended mags, I always run extended mags. Always good to have more ammunition in reserve if you need it. And then the side rail, always put a laser on just because it's there, and why not? You know, if you need to hip fire, the laser will help you. Tracer rounds I generally don't put on, and that's basically the build that I will go with. So I'll just pause it there just quickly so you can see it, and yeah, I think you should be fairly effective with that now. Fire it a couple of times, reload it. Make sure that you're doing that if you're testing it here on the range. And you can see you have this, or you can have this. And you'll see it does kick a little bit, but it's not too bad, it's manageable at range. Not too bad at all. And obviously with the hollow one, it's very, very effective. I'm actually finding it's a lot easier to hit things with the hollow than it is, yeah, we know about jumping and stuff, than it is with the ranged. And I generally run just a single hollow in mine, just like that. So there you go, guys, the AKM or the AK, whichever you want to, however you want to term it. Very fun gun, very versatile, both at short range and long range. You'll have a lot of fun running around with this. It is super reliable, super accurate, and yeah, I highly recommend that if you're only starting out, that you do consider using this for a wee while in the Insurgents class. I would love to hear from you and know if you have been recently starting Insurgency Sandstorm, what you're actually using, and what class that you prefer. It really, if you have any suggestions, I'm always happy to have suggestions from my community. Thanks for watching. A like rating's always appreciated. It really does help the channel, and we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. Oh, see ya.